out to the homie Kanja in the building, man.
Hey man, Wagwan, what it do, man?
Wagwan, where's that from?
I mean, it's just Wagwan is definitely a Jamaican term, but you know, Wagwan is a international thing. As you know, Jamaicans look up to Africa as the promised land of Selassie in Ethiopia, and you know the history of that. So you know, Jamaica and Africans, we share our lingo.
Okay, so what country do you originate from?
I'm from Kenya, Africa. I was born in London, but I'm from Kenya, Africa. Well, you know, I was raised in the DMV, and I went to school for a year in London. You know, I just was living in Africa actually in 2012, 2013, and I came back mid-2013.
Okay.
You know,
well, you got the hat, you got the chain. Like, apparently, what does your African heritage mean to you?
I mean, it's a... You know, one thing I could say, like, I've been in, you know, growing up here, like, my parents couldn't really school me on how to grow up in America.
I feel you,
they
100.
grew up, you feel me? They
Yes.
grew up back home. So I kind of had to figure out life in a weird way.
You had to learn life on your own.
So
like, you had to learn the culture, right?
Yeah, I had to learn it. But I always had the culture. That was the good thing. That's
Yeah.
what saved me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I started off the wrong route. You know what I mean? As I was telling you, while I left the high school, we knew each other from. You feel
Good
me?
counsel. Shout out
Yeah,
GC
yeah,
up in
yeah.
here.
You know, I was just, you know, on a troublesome path in high school. You know, went to 3 high schools, and it wasn't until I got to Hampton University when I got to college that really changed my life on that.
So which one is the real HU for the record?
I mean, of course, I'm gonna say Hampton's the relation because that's where I went. But you know,
I'm just messing with you guys.
yeah, but you know, it's just been a journey, man, and the journey just revealed to me what it is. And Africa, you know, being back there is just a different feeling of being enlightened. You know, my grandmother's there. I got so many cousins who are there in London. So it's just, you know, all of that is just inspiring. And then you hear it coming back in the music. And then, you know, me coming back this time around, like in Africa, I was an MTV Africa All-Star. You know, like from 2009, I was the first African to win the Wild Out Wednesday 106 Park. You know, I did all that. And I just toured the world. I was the face of Coca-Cola 2013. I got that commercial I sent you.
Okay.
You know, so I did Africa Let's Go Crazy with Coca-Cola. So, you know, I just been on a different journey, man, you know, and I'm still going. So, you know.
Yeah, so I know when I go home to Ghana, it's like, it's just love. I feel it's nothing but love.
That's when the Azonto started, man. If you know about
like I don't know. I'm a DJ and I'm from Ghana. Come on, man.
I know. I'm definitely, I was the first East African to get onto the Afrobeat movement. You feel me? Okay. That Lights Out record is which one of the 4 records I sent you? Yeah. That was like the first East African record to pop on Afrobeat because it's a West African sound. You feel me? But no Kenyan. You know, in Kenya and East Africa, they really trying to be on their own side. But I was just like, I came out there with the American mentality and on the music game, and that's how I was able to blow on that record over there in Europe, and you know, just continue. Now, like I've definitely branded myself all over Africa, you know, parts of Europe, especially London. So now my focus going into 2015 is the American market. You know, that's what comes in the record I got with Snooty Wild. You know, I got a record with Drummer Boy, who's my homie. You know, work with Chucky Thompson, who you see me, every time I see you, I've been with him. Okay. And Churchy, you feel me? Yeah.
So where did this start for you, this love of music, this need to get into hip-hop? Where did it start for you?
I mean, I think it started me seeing it, like, growing up, it was also always part of the culture. My mom was always playing, like, these old folk African songs. You know, funny enough, one of those classic songs, that guy who sang that song is actually engaged to my mom's older cousin, which was weird as shit. Wow. You feel me? But like those old folk tunes, and you know, just me, and then me being here, I experienced like R&B, like Boyz II Men early, like Michael Jackson, and then the hip hop. You know, the early Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, Rakim, all like I was just into everything. You know, and at one point I had like a music identity crisis, like, you feel me? Because I didn't know who I wanted to be in music at one point, you know? Yeah. Before I did the 106 Park thing, I was in like the hip hop, then I'm like, nah, I want to do the Afrobeat, then I wanted to do, you know, the dance hall, which I do every genre, you know, but it's a point as an artist, you gotta really find your lane, because at one point you want to have your core fan base, you know, your core fan base are the people that follow you, that come to your shows, that buy your records on iTunes and all that stuff. So it really took a lot of me really studying the game and working under a lot of, you know, big people. Like I've opened up for everybody from Wale, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, What's up, Michelle? Everybody. You know, I've done, you know, Beanie Man. I toured with Beanie Man, DeMarco, if you listen to Dance Hall. You know, so I just, you know, done a lot of different, you know, things to make me and evolve me as an artist and as a performer.
All right. Well, how do you know you're on the right path? How do you know that this is meant for you? Because not that many people get chosen for this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's this is hard to explain. Like, there's a certain circle, like the music industry, the guys who run it, the people who are the A-list producers, the A-list artists. It's a very small circle. You feel me?
True.
And it's the hardest thing is to penetrate that circle.
Pause.
You know what I mean? I dig it. I dig it.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I dig it, but yeah. But to really get in that circle, and the last year and a half was like my official incoming to the music industry. You feel me? Like, I've been around it, and I know people, but like now, I can say I've officially been in it when it's like cats like who I looked up to, like Drummer Boy, Chucky Thompson, if you know he did Biggie, Big Papa, Nas on Mike, all those classic records. These like people who did music that I was like feeling growing up, or like respecting what I've done. You feel me? Like reaching out to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Lil B, the bass guy, reached out to me the other day.
Oh,
you feel me? Which
it's random as hell.
Yeah, it was like, you know, like different people who've been exposed to what I'm doing. Like my latest thing is, you know, of course everybody know who Chuck Brown is.
Oh yeah, from here you gotta know.
And Chucky Thompson, big ups to him. He's the reason I got on that album. And it was a blessing to get on that album. It charted on the iTunes and Billboard charts at number 11. The second single is Lighters, featuring me and Miss Yandy. And it's now playlisted on all the radio stations in the area. PGC, KYS, Magic, you know, and the record is getting, you know, the spins of airways. And if you really know how the music game go and how songs get on the radio, you'll know what it means to get a record playlisted, you feel me? Or to be part of a record that's playlisted.
Yeah, you gotta know a whole bunch of stuff. So you gotta do a few things
it's
before
a science.
so you can even get it on the radio.
Yeah, it's really a science to this music industry, because it's like a lot of people got hot music. A lot of people got good songs. A lot of people can rap. A lot of people can sing. But what makes this person get there and this person not get there is who you know.
A lot of it is about your management, really.
Yeah, your management, who you know, what you're exposed to. But there's a certain person that you'll meet or you'll work with that be like, you get that cosign from them, everybody else gonna bang with you, knowing that you bang. That, you know what I mean? It's that's how it works. You know what I mean? Because they're always just gonna look at it. I came into the studio with Akon. Like when I wonder Wild Out Wednesday, Once It's Apart, my first introduction to the music industry was sitting in front of Sylvia Rohn. At the time, she was the president of Universal Motown, and Akon. That's who the first people I sat in front of. And for me to get to that point, and I thought I was on, you feel me, at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Akon flew all the way just to meet me in New York at the Universal, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I thought it was all good, and then a week later for me, the Akon at that time didn't want to ride with me, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because of what I was doing. But it led me to see it is about the music, but it's about the business.
It's like Alice following down the rabbit hole. It just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, and it's about branding, because a lot of artists are dope, right? And then you'll be like another artist that's already out that's dope. The label will sign you to shelf you so you don't come out and block that artist. It's like that. Like, you know, you can't try to join and be a brand like a brand that's already gone, because if you making money, that means you're taking away from their fans and they money. You know what I mean? So once you get that, that's why I moved back to Africa, because of that Akon situation. I'm like, okay, if all the labels keep trying to take me to him, and he's like, you know, I'm the one doing the African thing, you feel me? Ain't nobody else about to pop and do the African thing. You know, him and his brother Boo, who manages Chris Brown. Boo is the head of you know, the VP for Def Jam. They can control that. You feel me? Why you think there's no other African artists that's on popping right now?
Yeah.
You know?
And there's a market for it like crazy.
Yeah, there is a market for it.
That first dude to get in there is going to win.
And if you see what I'm planning to do, that's what the motion I'm working on. Because P Square, I know you know P Square, those are my homies.
Oh, wow.
You feel me?
That's what's up.
I just said them a record, we supposed to do something, but if I've seen what they've done, and you ain't seen, they did records with T.I. I was there in the studio with them and T.I. when they did that record. Like, and that song didn't break on this, you probably never even heard of it if you don't know who they are. You feel me? It didn't chart here, all that. It's not about, you know, what like them, they coming strong because they got the money, but it's still not charting. So it's like there's something that needs to be. Now you're on the Hot 100. Now, you know what I mean? Now you're nominated to Grammys against Taylor Swift, you know, or whoever.
Well, that whole African immigrant group, and so is the culture for hip hop.
Yeah.
Of that group.
Exactly.
So because they grew up in America.
Yeah.
But their parents are from Africa.
Exactly.
And there's this connection that goes back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, so somebody who could capitalize on that market, which is very big at this point, at least on the East Coast. I don't know about the rest of the country.
Yeah.
There's a market for that. So that's a dope lane to be in, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, that genre of music is called Afrobeat. You feel me? That's the genre of that music. It's called Afrobeat. So, I mean, it's gonna take some time because you know the issue with it is like the African songs. Some of them are like mainstream, but it's hard for them to sell it to this way because you know they brand as African music. If you see like the BET Awards, they have the Best African Act Award, but you never see that award getting presented on the actual awards. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it hasn't gotten that recognition. There's a lot of like awards, even the Soul Train Awards, they had a Africa, you know, award, but that's not the one that they show on it. That means the genre hasn't got the respect it needs or the recognition it needs for it to be recognized like that. You know, that's why Akon won. Akon's never won a Grammy now, but Akon was one because it was like he's a pop musician, but he's African. You feel me? That's how they angled him. That's how they sold him. You know what I mean? So it's just
that he's just rich as fuck. DJ Dope Star in the building, DJ Freeze up in here, man. And of course, the homie King Kanja. Yo, he said he wants to freestyle. I didn't have to ask him. He's like chomping at the bit. He's like, yo, I want to freestyle.
I mean, if you're an artist and you participate in any form of hip hop or any form of anything, you know, I feel like freestyling is just a part of your nature. Music is in your DNA. You know, it's be a part of you.
All right, well, it was Jay-Z's birthday on the 4th. I'm going to give you some hardcore jig right now, like pause. He's one of the first niggas on pause, too.
What Jay-Z, though?
I'm going to give you some Black Album jig. That's classic jig.
Okay.
Not the most classic. It's still, I mean, everything with him is almost a classic, but maybe not as of late. That's a whole nother story. Black Album jig. The one where he sampled my favorite movie of all time, Gladiator. I think you know where I'm going right now. Are you ready?
One time.
All right. Let me get this cracking. Take my headphones off.
Oh, you're not playing it from out here?
Nah, I can't do that.
Okay, I got it.
It'll feedback.
You already know. Why else? Badman King from Kenya, Nairobi, 254, Mambo VP, tuko pamoja. Huh, she wanna see, huh, she wanna see, huh, she wanna be, huh, be. Yo, King Kanja, yo, they called me Saya, I'm moving higher, so they wanna see me retire, I never go, I always knew how to flow, so they know we gonna smoke that ganja is Joe, smoking that kush, smoking that rasta, so they moving faster, so they know that I got you, she wanna see who coming through like a rapper, but I'm a Rastafari and I going outside, coming through with the kufi. So they wanna see me, they used to school me. Grew up in the DMV, Kenya on TV. I'm the first African king in the session, moving down a blessing when I'm moving, when I rest them. So they see me moving when you know I'm always going. So they see me when you know I'm always flowing. So you wanna say and buy again. You wanna try again, I'm always asking why again. Sote wanna see Mambo VP, sote wanna see me when I'm speaking in Swahili. Kuja nikuoneshe kitu hapa ndani, kuja nikuoneshe tukunye kitu disani, rapping in Swahili, they know me. I'm always like it's Webway, now me and you. What we came to do like Jay-Z, they can never fade me, Like Jay, all I know is B. All I wanna see, all they do is see in me. From Nairobi, always listen to what they told me. Always took that shot like Genobi. They want to see the whole T on the screen like the TV. Make it HD like UMD. You already know King Kanja is me.
Hey! He said Badman. Badman. That's what's up, ho. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play another record from you, man. What's up? What's good?
Yeah, man.
What you want?
You can play the Wake Up Now freestyle. That's like a clip or something I'm dropping next year.
All right, bet it. Here it is, y'all. Stay tuned, y'all. It's the Hip Hop Corner. I'm in the studio with the homie King Kanja right now. I had a question I did want to ask you, though, before you get out of here.
Yeah.
Before we even started the interview, we were talking with Tuesday. And you said kind of your path chooses you almost. Not like you choose your path. It's almost like your path chooses you.
Yeah, you never choose your path. Your path will choose you. I mean, once you are one with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you want me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, when did you realize your path chose you?
My sophomore year in college at Hampton. That would have been 2006. Because, you know, I don't know how, man. It was God. I graduated in 4 years, and I was doing the music at the same time. So, like, I went to Hampton, and Hampton is 30 minutes across from Virginia Beach over the bridge. So I used to go to Virginia Beach every day to be in the studio, like, you know, and I'd end up in, like, Pharrell's studio, NERD studio, Missy, Timberland, all that. Like, I really studied that VA craft, you know what I mean?
That was a good crowd to be in right there.
Yeah, it was, and I learned a lot, man, and VA is really what made me as an artist. That's where I really discovered my sound, like, built on it, you know what I mean? Because you'll hear me on so many different grooves, but there's only certain grooves that make it worldwide, you know what I mean? So that's when I really discovered it, and it was like, once I put my whole mind and vibe and my energy and my spirit into knowing what I wanted to do, you know, what I was going to do just revealed itself.
Okay. That's real. That's very real.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, you know, just about getting into broadcasting. As soon as I hit this studio right here, like, this is the move.
Yeah.
You just feel it. It's like, you know, this is the move right
Exactly. Here. And this is how you know. You know it's your craft or your thing, because you could be having a bad day. You know, you could be having a worse moment. You could just got in an argument with your girl, your chick, your dude. You feel me? Like, but when you walk in that room for your job or your craft, or you walk in, like, for me, when I walk in the studio, when I hit that stage, all that is gone. For that few minutes I'm on stage, or that few, like, half hour, an hour on stage, or, you know, even this interview, you know what I mean? Just, like, things that have to do with your craft. Like, everything else is irrelevant. It's timeless. But once you get out, of course, you go back to reality. But you know that you have that. I think a lot of people who go through a lot of stuff is because they don't have that. It don't have to be music, but, you know, you got to have that where it's like you're out, you know?
Your outlet.
Yeah, it's your outlet.
Creative release.
Exactly. Because everybody has a gift. Some people just never find it.
They don't know. I don't know. I always feel bad for people. I don't know what my life would be like if I was still that same Maryland student walking around trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
I think I would be very unhappy, to be honest.
Yeah. So. I mean, some people never even leave that college life mentality. You feel me? Like, I remember, it's funny, like, all the guys, not to say it's bad, like, a lot of people part of fraternities and sororities, you feel me? Like, a lot of my friends were, I had the chance to, but I did it because it just wasn't for me. But a lot of my friends who didn't know who they were before they joined fraternities, sororities, there's an ego you have when you have that in college. You know what I mean? And it's like a superstar thing, you know, everybody know you're on campus. But it's about when you leave campus. Some people still felt like they had that when they left, and they trained on that for years. You feel me? It's good for the meaning and the purpose of it. But you have to be able to build off of that once you leave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, You don't want something to alter your path because you're so caught up in it. And it's cool, you know, but you got to use that. Like, a lot of people I did see do it the right way. Like, they use that. Of course, it brings you connections to your career, your job, everything. A lot of people use that. But I know a lot of people that are so caught in it and so deep in it that they never came out of it. Like, of the ego that they had outside of that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Humility is always the best way to
Exactly. Go. So you need to definitely have, you know, that humility. And you want to be able to, you know, everybody has their cliques and their friends, but at one point you got to be able to stand on your own, like, be on your own.
Yeah.
You know, your friends will always be there, but you only get that one chance to really do what you want to do.
That's real.
Very real. So.
All right, let me know any concerts you got coming up, any projects you working
on. I got a record with Snooty Wild. You know, anybody doesn't know who that is. He did the Yayo song.
Yayo, all I know is Yayo.
I got a record with him. We shooting that video in Kenya.
Ooh.
We shooting that video in Africa. Yeah, that's gonna be
passport stamps over there. I see you.
Yeah, definitely. And then
travel. That's what's up.
Next week Friday, I got the show in Boston at the Crown. You know, it's Jamhuri Day, which is Kenyan Independence Day. When Kenya first got its independence from, you know, it was colonized by the British.
Yeah.
You know, it's celebrating.
As many other Africans.
Yeah, of course, you know. But it's to celebrate that, so I'm doing a show in Boston, and then December 27th, I got the show with the Chuck Brown Band at Blues Jazz Place in Bethesda. You know, they always book me to come perform the Lighters, you know.
Nice.
And, you know, that single is out on all the radio stations requested. Chuck Brown featuring me and Miss Yandy Lighters. It's on VH1 Soul.
Man.
You know, the video's on YouTube. The record is doing good. Hopefully that album gets nominated for a Grammy at the next Grammys. Because, you know, Chuck Brown is a legend which every president has shown homage to him. And this was his last final album. It charted on the charts, you know. And, you know, there's still a few more records to come out on it. Hopefully, you know, we're hoping for it to sell a little bit more. But, you know, God willing, that will be one that's nominated at his final album. So, you know, just working on that.
All right, tell me some concerts you got coming up.
Yeah, so the next week, Friday, at Boston at the Crown, and then December 27th at the Bethesda Blues and Jazz spot. And, you know, you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, King Kanja, and you'll see all of that.
All right, that's what's up, homies. Thanks so much for coming through, man.
Oh, respect, bro. That's 100.
Hey, man. Yo, I'm playing the Lighters video right now, man. So this will be my first time looking at it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, the song is playing right now. Stay tuned, y'all. It's the Hip Hop Corner.